If I were to ask you who was the female athlete of the year in 2024, what are some of the names that you would give me for nominees? Now, obviously, vast majority of normal people, we're going to say Caitlin Clark, which is the same name that the Associated Press announced earlier this week as the winner of their award for Female Athlete of the Year. But who are some of the other names that would be in contention? Maybe some of you would say Simone Biles. What about Paige Bucher, Paige Buckner? Whatever the hell her name is, the young woman who plays basketball up at UConn. Juju Watkins, better known as Hoo Hoo. When her name is announced during pregame warm-ups, you can hear the entire crowd asking, Who? Who? Sha'Carri Richardson, Naomi Osaka. Hell, even someone like the inspiration for prepubescent boys, Meg Rapinoe. Even though she would not be qualified, at least you could somewhat justify Megan Rapinoe being nominated for an award that honors women, which is more than I can say for one of the nominees for the award given by the Associated Press. On Christmas Eve, the Associated Woke, they honored Caitlin Clark with their award for Female Athlete of the Year. Now, obviously, this is not surprising. No disrespect to the other female athletes, most of which are unknown, but there is not another athlete more deserving of this award than Caitlin Clark. Hell, I don't think people would complain if Caitlin Clark was named Athlete of the Year. There is no other athlete in sports that had more of an impact on their respective league in 2024 than Caitlin Clark. I mean, this young woman achieved the impossible. She convinced millions of people to watch pretend basketball. She elevated the entire WNBA dump. If she achieves the impossible in 2025 and does something that not even David Stern could figure out how to do in 20 years, find a way to monetize the WNBA, find a way to make this league generate a single Colombian peso in profit, if Caitlin Clark manages to do that this year, she's going to be a back-to-back winner of some of these awards. But it wasn't the Associated Woke announcing Caitlin Clark as the winner that was surprising. What was surprising or confusing, maybe some would say repulsive, just depending on how you look at it. What was surprising about this was the fact that 4 writers from the Associated Press, they cast their vote for someone who possibly possesses a naturalized cucumber as their Female Athlete of the Year. Make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. If you happen to stumble upon this video, be sure to check out my main channel, Behind the Line. Link to the main channels in the description below. There were 74 journalists, and I use that term journalist loosely here. I guess I should say there were 70 journalists who voted for this award with the Associated Woke, and 4 dumbasses. Now, Caitlin Clark, she received 35 votes. Simone Biles received 25 votes. And Imane Khelif received 4 votes. KC, who in the hell is Imane Khelif? You guys don't remember our good friend Imane? It wasn't all that long ago that Imane Khelif was an international superstar. But after the Olympics, Imane Khelif seems to have disappeared from the mainstream. I wonder why. Imane Khelif was the Algerian boxer who won the gold medal at the Olympics in women's boxing. There was just one problem, one tiny problem. There was rampant speculation at the time, and possibly even scientific evidence, that Imane Khelif was born with a Franken beans. We covered this story extensively on the main channel throughout the Olympics. A year before the Olympics this year, Imane Khelif was kicked out of a boxing tournament for allegedly possessing XY chromosomes. Now, even though I failed biology in college twice, I didn't fail because I couldn't tell the difference between men and women. But for some reason, gender was incredibly difficult to determine at the Olympics this year. I guess the writers at the Associated Press struggled through the same difficulties. Perhaps they don't have a biologist on retainer to assist them with determining the gender for these awards. Even though Caitlin Clark was the winner, it is still absolutely ridiculous that Imane Khelif received 4 votes. I mean, seriously, what the hell are we doing here? I didn't see any women receiving votes for Male Athlete of the Year. Matter of fact, I was surprised Blair Fleming didn't receive any votes. I guess the Associated Press didn't think that Blair Fleming accomplished enough to be considered for Female Athlete of the Year. You know, Blair did not meet our standards and qualifications. Even though Blair was a great female volleyball player, Blair failed to meet the requirement of KOing a woman. They can't let it go. They just can't seem to let it go. We are almost 2 months removed from the election, 2 months removed from America rejecting the woke fungus, rejecting woke United Methodist. Like I said before, Cackling Cam Harris was not the biggest loser in that election. The biggest loser in the 2024 election was the mainstream media. Yet for some reason, some of them just can't seem to let it go. They are still hell-bent on pushing the same agenda. Give me your thoughts on this, though. Imane Khelif receives 4 votes for Female Athlete of the Year. The Associated Press, they didn't reveal the 4 people who voted for Imane Khelif for obvious reasons, but do you think biological men invading women's sports, do you think that is on the decline? Doesn't seem to be as mainstream as it was 2 or 3 years ago. Why do you think that is? Is it because it's happening less frequently, or is it because the mainstream media is choosing to ignore it? Let me know. Sound off in the comments below. I'll see you guys tomorrow.